Okay, so there's a new experimental out and you want to install it, but you don't know how to. Well, or even if you do know how to, you don't know how to actually clear your entire amount of data so that you get a fresh install. So what you're going to do is when you have a new experimental release, you're going to go into your C drive where your 7 days is located. For me, that is in Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, 7 Days to Die. So go inside there, highlight everything, and just delete it all. That's step one. Okay, so it's all gone. Step two, if you really want to, there's another one. If you want a fresh install inside your C drive, inside users, and whatever your username is, mine is Sam Crow. There's a hidden folder called App Data. I'm not going to go into the steps on how to show hidden folders in your Windows. You'll have to search that yourself. App Data, roaming, and there's a 7 Days to Die folder in there as well. So you'll want to go in there and delete all your saves forever. Goodbye. Gone. It's a pretty big folder because it's got all your random gen information from your single player saves. So now you have no 7 Days to Die on your computer, but as you can see, it still says play here. You still have to go right click on it and you have to delete local content to get rid of it completely. So now it's completely gone and it says install. You'll hit install and let it install back into where it will go as default. And this is going to take a while. Alright, so now we're back and I didn't feel like having you guys sit through the whole download, so we jumped forward in time. As you can see, it's almost about to be finished downloading, and yes, my internet connection is very intermittent, as you can see. We jump all over the place, but it's going to be finished. Now, you're not done yet if you want to do experimental. That's just in reinstalling the main files for the game. So now you have to opt into experimental. So you right click on 7 Days to Die, go down to properties, and you'll see a box pop up. You go into the last tab, which is betas, and then under none, opt out of all beta programs, go to the drop down and select latest experimental unstable build. Click it, and you'll see it's updating it already. It'll download the latest version of the experimental build on your system. And this one's about 900 megabytes. So when this one is done, we shall be back and we will get into the launcher and how to install that, where to install it, and how to get up and running on our server. Okay, as you can see, it is almost finished. So if your goal was just to install experimental and not play on our server or anything like that, you're good. All you do is start up your game now and you'll be playing experimental. As you can see, it'll say experimental up there as it does. Latest experimental. So you're done. If you want to, you would do the same thing. You would go into properties, go to betas, and then on where it says latest experimental, you'd click it and then click none, not opt out of all betas, and it'll go back to normal. So, but we're not looking to do that right now. Now we're going to put the launcher in. It's very important that you do this before you do the launcher because the launcher pulls from whatever install of 7 days you have. So you always need the latest experimental. So yes, that means every time a new build comes out, you'll have to redo this whole process from the beginning, with the exception of installing the launcher because you'll already have it. But you will need to delete whatever copy of 7 Days to Die you have that you make with the launcher because it always needs to pull from the latest one, the latest experimental. So now to install the launcher, you go to my forum. Right here on the right side, you'll see 7 Days to Die launcher. You click it. It will take you to the download. As you can see, it downloaded automatically. Click it once and it'll install it. Click install. And it's now installing and possibly updating the launcher. So now that your launcher is actually installed, you're going to want to add it to your Steam because you want to have the overlay and everything like that. Yep, it installed perfectly fine. So we'll shut that down for a second and go back into Steam. So you're going to want to add it to your Steam overlay. So it shows up on your side here in your game list. So click Add Game at the bottom. Add a non-Steam game. And then you just sit here and wait because it'll possibly pop up here. If not, you'll have to browse to it. Okay, so it doesn't pop up there. You'll have to click Browse. What I do is it installs to my desktop, as you see it did right here. I'll just go click the shortcut for it on the desktop, the launcher, open it, and it automatically added it up here. It's already check marked. Click Add Selected Programs, and it is now added to your games list down here. I have categories, so right there you see 70th Dead Launcher. I'm going to add it to my favorites of Access. Now, highlight the launcher and click Play. And now it's started up. So, as you can see here, there's plenty of options. This is all usually for, right now it's for 14.7, all these things. So you want to go to Forum Fanatics, hit the plus sign. You'll see my 3 different servers. Right now we're playing on the A15 RWG server. It says not installed. Click it. Right here it'll say copy from an existing copy. That's why it's important that you install experimental first, because now it's going to create a copy of that to this folder right here. You could change that folder if you'd like. I just keep it whatever it is, just for ease of access. Anything you install in the future in this whole entire list, anything, will go into that folder when you click install it. So, but first we have to make the copy. So we're going to click create copy. And this could take a minute or two. So let's sit and wait while it makes a copy. Once it's done creating the copy, you will have a second copy of 7 Days to Die where that folder specifies to. This is good because it means you do not have to go and ruin or mess with your original copy. It stays vanilla. You don't use that for anything. So here it's done. So now all you would have to do is highlight the Forum Fanatics again, and then you'd click play, and you're good to go. Every time you click play, it automatically updates and refreshes any mod that I change or edit or put in there. So it really is worth the extra work just to get it running and working. So you never have to manually do anything. And in the future, if you wanted to install anything else, you would just pick it. Let's say you wanted to install a combo pack, any of these, with True Survival, Steel Mod, Clockwork. Sphere is really good with this. He updates this all the time. I imagine he will do so in the future for 15 when it comes stable. So all these things will work with Alpha 14.7. But we're on 15, so we're good for 15. And that's it. You would just click play, and you'll be in the game, ready to go. Any questions or comments, leave it below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Enjoy the server.